white paper that I have. You're going to need an image that has different types of textures on it. This is not the best, but it's the only one that was big enough for me to do an example with. It is 7 inches wide and 9 inches long. Okay, you're going to go 2 inches from the top, 1 inch on the side, and you're going to glue it down to your Bristol board. What you do is you make a little mark on where you want to put it. You flip the image over. Do not glue the whole thing at once. That is not a good way to put it down because you'll get wrinkles. You have a glue stick, have a little bit of it sticking out right here. You're going to go across right like that. Go about an inch down, inch and a half down. Put the glue everywhere. You might want to glue it on something, you know, put it on a different board while you're putting the glue on the paper. And then you're going to flip it over with only 1 inch of glue at the top. And you're going to center it on your mark, press down at the top, go across like this. Okay, so now your top is glued down. See? Then you're going to take your glue stick and you're going to apply the glue straight onto the Bristol board and work your way down inch by inch. Now you're going to take your thumb and you're going to press it, working your paper down. Now if you put glue on the back all at once and try to make it a fix, you're going to have ripples and bubbles and get frustrated, and that's not what we want to have happen. So you're just going to press it down like that, and then you're going to keep going. See how that's a little bit further down? And you just go more glue, press down, more glue, press down, more glue, press down. It's best to use your fingers. The first, mark is, of course, the most important, and then you're going to just rub it, not too hard. You don't want to rip the paper, but make sure there's no glumps or bubbles, okay? Work your way down like this. Then you lift it up, add more to this section here, press down like this, and you're good to go. So now you've got your image affixed to your Bristol board, and you've got the measurements all figured out, so you've placed it properly on the left-hand side. Like I said, this paper's not big enough. It's not Bristol board. It's just white paper. Then you're going to take your vellum. You're going to cut it so that it's a little bit bigger than your image in your board. You want your your vellum to go over. Let's see, where is it on the back? You're going to tape it down on the back side, okay? And then you're going to fold it over the Bristol board. Mine's paper, so it's not as stiff as yours. And this vellum is a little beat up. You can see there's marks and stuff on it, but it's just for demonstration. See what happens to it if you fold it, or it gets pressed on, or, beat up. It does this kind of thing. You don't want that to happen to yours, so make sure you roll it when you buy it. So now that you have it over the top of your Bristol board, on top of your image that you're going to be tracing, you're going to want to take some tape, and you're going to put, if you need to, you can do 2. You're going to put it down. You're going to make sure that it's folded over, and you're going to tape it, and you're going to tape it again, okay? You should have 3 of these. I only have 1 at home. It's my number 5. But what that does is that it allows you to start at the top, okay? Don't start down here and work up, because you see my hand? You're going to smear your ink. Don't start down here and then you got to, straight down, and whoops, you got water on your hands or coffee or something. You're going to make a mess down here. So you're going to start at the top making your marks. So let's say I want to do this in contour line. You're just going to trace. I'm doing it at an angle, so it's really hard to make it straight. You're not using a ruler, just use your free hand. When you do stippling, you're going to think about the marks. Make it far apart to start with. Don't get them too close. You can always go back and add more and switch pens to build it up, okay? For scribbling, like I said, you're going to do this area first. Let's do up here for scribbling. For scribbling, you want to go very free. This particular area is not very big, but I don't care if it goes out a little bit and isn't quite contained within the areas that you see underneath the vellum. I'm going to keep building it up. Variations of lines. I'm going to let there be less where it's lighter. I'm going to add more where it's darker. And then it starts to describe the lighting on the flowers underneath. Okay? Hatch marks, you're going to start out freehand, just making some light marks like you did with the stippling. You're not using a ruler. It's not about that. It's about getting it started. And you can switch directions again. And keep going until you have the value that you see underneath your vellum. Okay? And the more I do this, the darker it'll get. I have a feeling this pen is starting to run out of ink. So you can switch pen, or if I press harder, that'll help. Okay, anyway, you get the idea. You're going to break it up into 4 different areas. Now, once you start getting a lot of lines on your vellum, it'll be hard to see through what you've done. So you can undo the taping at the bottom. Don't like this artist tape for a reason. It likes to pull up parts of the Bristol board or the paper. I don't know why they call it artist tape. Anyway, you can lift it up and look at it, put it back down again, and go back and forth. Yes, that's Jane Goodall, my hero. So anyway, that's how you do it. You're going to need a glue stick. You're going to need scissors. You're going to need a pencil, 2B or 3. No, not higher than that. 2B or 2H. I think it said an H pencil. An eraser if you make a little mistake. And you start out directly with your pens. Do not start with, a pencil and then have to go over it with pen. Because the pencil will smear, the graphite will smear, and mess up your drawing. You go directly in with the pen, just like I did. And you start at the top and work your way down. And when you think you're done, you show it to me. I'll help you push it a little bit farther. And then when you're all done, you're going to cut out the area that you've drawn, and you're going to glue it the same way you did this paper on the right-hand side of your Bristol board with the specified inches in between here. Was, I believe, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, and this is 7 and 7. So 14, 15, 16, 17. It's 17 inches long, 14 inches high, and the measurements are online. Hopefully that'll help you guys.